Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today in this classic review, we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero Tollbooth. And yes, this is my original Tollbooth, along with his original sledgehammer. And before you ask the question, yes, that is my original bridge layer, which will come after this video. But we're going to take a look at this guy. We're going to get into him. We're going to see if this is a figure that you like, that you had. It seems people love the bridge layer in this day and age, but I don't remember it being so hot back then because, well, as cool as it was, you had to have something to go over, and the length really was pretty short for the most part. So for me, it would not have been the first vehicle that I would pick. But it seems like people seem to love it today, so anyway. We're going to talk about this guy. So I'd love to know a story. Did you have this guy? Was this maybe the vehicle that you got because it was maybe the only one on the shelves? And that's what mom and dad had to buy for you? I don't know. It's your story, but I want to hear about it. So anyway, let's get to take a look at this guy. We're going to look at his detail, look at his accessory, which is really cool to be 100% honest. And then we'll get into this and look at everything. But before we do, if you like this type of content, you like when I give you this G.I. Joe classic reviews, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a classic review. All right, so here we have our classic Tollbooth, the vintage one, and again, my original one as a kid. So quickly, we'll take a look at his accessories. All it comes with is this sledgehammer. So here you have this big old sledgehammer right here, the big handle. As you know, a sledgehammer is the same on both sides, so it is weighted. Who knows what weight this is? As a kid, I thought this was kind of a dumb accessory. It was kind of cool to have, but we were world building without realizing it. But just so you know, tanks normally have stuff like this, so when they need to bang a tread back into place or something, they can use a sledgehammer. As for the figure, he does have his hard hat, which has some pretty nice designs on it, to be honest. The way that it's kind of crinkled down the middle. Not crinkled like he got hit. It is a cock to the side, which I always found kind of funny. It kind of leads to what a stupid character he is. As I've mentioned numerous times, eye has just one little dot there. Painted up on top there, big eyebrows. He's got some nice mouth features there. He looks like he's kind of, I'm not going to say sad, but he's just not the happiest person in the world. And this is the before, I don't know, again, I guess we'll get into the whole neck issue. So looking at his upper body here, he has the vest that you normally see with construction workers. He has a nice collared shirt right there, and you can see his dog tags hanging down, which I think is pretty cool. And then you kind of see exactly how far it's buttoned up. He is waiting for the disco. There's his stripes right there, a short sleeve shirt. You can see how it's rolled up. On the back, you can see how the whole vest goes. So not only was this guy a village person, he also may have been headed to the Regal Beagle after, or the Blue Oyster Bar. Same thing here, short sleeve rolled up. He has gloves at the end, and you can see his watch, which is also black. All right. Get down to his belt. It does hang down. A couple little pouches. Now, I like this design because you can see the belt buckle right there, but you can see this is a belt that has the two holes to keep it together. And then when you look at the belt here, you can see the belt buckle, which I think is actually pretty cool. Matter of fact, this is a separate belt that is, I believe, connected, but just kind of hangs down just a little bit. As for his legs, drop down holster right there. You can see the pistol, you can see the holster. You can see the belt buckle right there. Nothing on this leg, but you do have a little bit of a wrinklage in it, so it gives you an idea of the fact that it is actually, cloth and everything. Get down to his boots, and you got the shoelaces right there. It blouses right there. And then I like the detail within the boot, so you can just tell. And then he has a little bit of a heel, which a lot of the G.I. Joes have. And he obviously does have the pegs. And the holes for the pegs. As for his articulation, he looks side to side, but again, this figure doesn't look down. Because during this, I believe at this this year was when they decided they were going to start putting the neck articulation in, but they didn't do it yet with this one. He gets a perfect T-pose, swivel at the shoulders, a little over 90-degree elbow bend, and swivel arm battle grip. He turns side to side, has an O-ring right there. I'm not going to do the I'm not going to be doing the Jean-Claude Van Damme with these, as I risk breaking out the crotch. But what we are going to do is the elbow, which is very essential, especially for this character, considering he has to fit right here in our bridge layer. And then we have the knee bend, which gets 90 degrees. And I gotta say, like, his knees are super, super tight. All right. God, I swear I played with this figure a little bit. I don't remember replacing this figure. I don't remember replacing him at all. I know this is my bridge layer, so. As to arm him up, all you're gonna do is you're gonna slide the sledgehammer right there. And then you are right there. He's now going, woo, 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 woo. Let's get on and create a bridge. So there you go. That is your Tollbooth. Tell me a story about it if you haven't yet. All right, so there you go. That is your classic review of Tollbooth. And yes, I know what you're waiting for now is you want to see that bridge layer. You're asking, hey, are we ever going to get this thing classified? I don't know. They've really hinted a lot at doing a bridge layer, but we're looking at these original O-ring figures, and I'd love to hear if you had anything good to say about this figure, or maybe anything bad. As good of condition as he's in, I can tell you he didn't get played with an awful lot. He pretty much sat in the bridge layer. He didn't have any guns. He only had the sledgehammer, which when I look back at it now, I think it's actually a really cool accessory. I love that in the classified line. But as a kid, I didn't really understand what the sledgehammer was for, but it's something all tankers had, because when those treads come off, you're not pushing them back on. But anyway, tell me a story about this. Did you have this? Was this something essential? Did you have to have this so you can have the Mauler go over it? Maybe you had the All-Striker driving over that thing like crazy, and then this thing would pick it up. But anyway, tell me a little story about this. But I'm going to get out of here, and you spent enough time watching me. But before I do, if you don't mind, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a classic review. But now I'm going to get going, but you're like, there's a lot more that we can talk about, and you're damn right there is. So up here I'm going to drop another classic review, and down here is going to be a playlist of all the classic reviews that I've done. Take care.